Guys, ladies and gentlemen, you're most welcome once again. In today's video, we are going to look at how we can add more than two numbers in Microsoft Excel. So right now I have my worksheet open. So I'm going to put a sample numbers. First one I'll put 34. That is going to be put into cell B4. Then I will have 78, and I have 67. I have 90, I have 67 again. Then finally, I have 55. So when you look at these numbers, they are in different columns, but they are in the same row. Like you can see, the first one is in column B, the second one is column C, then column D, column E, F, and G, but they are all under row 4. So when you are adding these numbers, we're going to use two methods. The first method, we're going to select one of the cell, and then we're going to use the function sum. The sum function, it is a function which helps us to add numbers, and then it returns the values after the addition of the numbers have been finished. So we're going to say equal sign. What does equal sign do in Excel? Equal sign tells Excel that what you are trying to do is that you are trying to carry out a calculation. So we're going to put equal sign. Then after, we shall go ahead and type the name of the function, which is sum. Then after, of course, you see as the function appears from the function library, sum enables you to add all the numbers in a certain range of cells. So we're going to open the parentheses, and then we shall put the first value. But now the value is 34. This is what we call the lateral value. Now we are going to use what you call the cell reference. The cell reference of 34 is B4. B4 is the cell reference. It's like the address where the value 34 lies. So after you put a comma, then you go and put the second value, which is 78, but 78 is the lateral value. Now we're going to use the cell reference for that, which is C4. Then after, go ahead and put comma, then you go to the third value, which is D4. Then comma, put another value, which is E4. Comma, put another value, which is the F4. Then comma, put another value, which is G4. Then after, when each and everything is done, you have to cross the bracket. So when you look at this formula, first of all, we have the equal sign, which tells Excel that we are doing a calculation. Secondly, we have the name of the function, which is the sum function, that will help us to add all the numbers within a selected range of cells. After that, we have the opening bracket or the parentheses. Whenever you open a bracket, it have to be crossed. Like if you open two brackets, you have to cross with two brackets. At the end, after that, we have the parameters or the argument inside the bracket, of which these arguments is now the numbers we're trying to add, but these numbers are represented with their cell number. I mean the cell value, the cell name. The cell name could be like B4, C4, D4, and so on. B is the column B, and then 4 is row 4. So these are what we call the cell reference. So once each and everything is done, go ahead and press enter. Then when you press enter, you get the answer. And now we have this one. This is the return value after adding all the numbers in these cells. When you go into the formula bar, you realize that when you go to the formula bar, you realize that we have the formula, meaning if you want to modify, you can easily modify that. And then we have the answer here. This is the value which is returned after adding all the values. And then when we try to go to into the structure of the function, we said sum, which is B4, equal sign sum, open bracket, B4, comma, C4, comma, D4, comma, F4, comma, and G4, then close the bracket. And we said, and you see, look at this. We said these are what you call the arguments. These are what you call the arguments. And then we have open bracket. These are what you call parentheses. Parentheses. And then we have the name of the function, which is the sum function. This is the sum function. And then we have equal sign. Equal sign tells Excel equal sign that simplifies calculations. Equal sign is a symbol which tells Excel that, hey, this person is trying to do calculation. Now, after that, it will fetch all the formulas and the other function inside the function library in Microsoft Excel. So that's the first method that we can use when we are dealing with Microsoft Excel in addition of numbers. So we're going to look at the second method that we can use, and that is going to be the range. So how is this one going to be? So we're going to select one of the cell to display the answer. Then we shall go ahead and type equal sign. Then we put sum. Sum is the name of the function. Then from there, open the bracket. Then we put the first value, which is B4. Then now, instead of putting comma, we're going to use the semicolon. The semicolon represents the range. Then we're going to say from B4 up to J4. Then from there, now you can see after putting that, all these values will be selected. Then close the bracket. Then from there, if you are to look at this formula, this is something very simple. We use this formula when we want to manipulate, when we want to add, when we want to multiply, when we want to do calculation of very many numbers, complex numbers, because now this one is very easy to understand. But if you use the other one, which involves a comma, sometimes you may forget one and then you mess up with each and everything. So you use this, and then from there, when you press enter, I think you still get the same answer. You still get the same answer as the other one. If you have to look at this, you realize that they are the same, 391, 391. So looking at this, of course, the formula here is the sum. Open B4 to E4. So the only difference is that here, instead of comma, we used this, which is the range, ranging from a certain cell, from a given cell to the other cell. Like you have a group of cells that contain values, but now because you don't have time, to list all these values, be it lateral or cell reference, you decide to use the range so that you can select all of them at once. So when you use that, it means you can add any kind of numbers, complex number, even if there are thousands of them, you can easily add them within a single minute, and then you get the answer. So for now, let's stop here. In the next video, we shall get more numbers that we can use to calculate to add them, so I can master the function of sum, and then we see how best we can use this, especially when we are doing calculation in our daily businesses, organization, and so on. Otherwise, thank you guys. Let's see you in the next video.